Water polo is part of Hungary's DNA, its national team for decades, a powerhouse of the sport. They've won 9 Olympic gold medals, led to victory the last 3 times by coach Dennis Kemény.
Athens, Beijing and Sydney. We have 39 gold medals because 13 each.
Kemény puts the country's water polo strength down to a geological quirk of nature, the myriad thermal springs which lie deep beneath this landlocked country.
Other countries, they have the chance in sea, in lake, in rivers, from May to September. Hungary had 12 months a year. So Hungarian athletes got bored of swimming, they started to play with the ball.
What goes on above the water is often just half the story. Water polo is a tough and often brutal sport. But the blood spilt in the water in a pool in Melbourne in 1956 came to represent the blood that had been spilt on the streets of Budapest. Sports reflecting the politics of war. Hungary then was convulsed by revolution. Thousands had taken to the streets in October to protest Soviet rule. Desho Gyarmati, who captained the Olympic team at that time. He tells me how he snuck out of the training compound in the hills above Budapest to join the revolution.
I had a car. I hadn't even paid the customs yet, with a West German number plate. So although we were training for the Olympics, I came down to the town on my own and took part in the first days of the revolution.
But the Olympics were calling. The team left the country shortly after the Soviets withdrew, when the possibility of freedom still hung over the streets of Budapest. But by the time they'd reached Melbourne, all that had changed. The Soviets had sent in their tanks, killing more than 2,000 Hungarians, forcing hundreds of thousands to flee. Then the team found out they were playing the Soviet Union in the semi-finals.
Try to imagine such a situation, that a superpower destroys your country with weapons and tanks, a country that has never asked for that power to be there, and after the revolution is crushed, you have to face the representatives of that Soviet power.
Gyarmati says the match was tough but disciplined, the Hungarians scoring 1, 2, 3, then 4 goals. Nothing untoward till the last few moments, when one of the Soviet team rose out of the water and elbowed Hungarian scorer Ervin Zador in the face.
I told him to get out of the pool, not where he was, but to swim across the pool to the grandstand with 8,000 people. By the time he'd swum over, the blood had trickled down onto his chest, so he looked like he was coming from the butcher's, and the audience exploded.
In the paranoia of the Cold War, Zador's image seized the imagination of a world shocked by the crushing of the Hungarian Revolution. Hungary's 4-0 victory in Melbourne also some comfort for a traumatized nation. György Kis is hoping for a 4th gold medal in London. He grew up with the story of the blood in the water, his early years still under communist rule.
Beating the beast, the big enemy, it was such a great feeling for every Hungarian. It held so much for the revolution.
Today's champions as proud of the sport's political heritage as they are of the many medals they've won.